Hi, Vijay Mistry here, CEO and founder of Renter Director, author of multiple corporate training programs which have a green light status award from the UK Trade and Investment. And our purpose is to see leaders, entrepreneurs, directors, executives, and managers achieve standards of excellence in everything they do and scale up their businesses with ease. Now, my dear friends, we are in the year 2021. And one thing that I have noted, having coached, consulted, and helped organizations transform, are these five biggest mistakes they keep on making. So, I want to share with you these five key mistakes that businesses make and what you must do to avoid them. And after this presentation, I'll also share with you a program that I have, which perhaps you would like to invest into. So let's deep dive straight into these key elements, which are the five big mistakes businesses must avoid in 2021. But before we start, I just want to share 2 minutes of your time, just why you should be even listening to us. Now, we have authored and developed 7 award-winning corporate training programs. One of the key unique capabilities is identifying forward-looking signals. That is a key capability which we have. We have helped organizations grow up to 20-fold. I'm a policy governance consultant. There are only 300 worldwide. And we've helped many organizations in different shape and form. Just to give you a perspective, in 2020, we trained and coached over 100 CEOs and businesses in different sectors and helped them to scale up during the pandemic period. And I have another company, that's my business partner, Soin Shah, who's based in Nairobi, Kenya. So we have got one setup here in London, United Kingdom, and one in Nairobi, Kenya. So let's move straight into the 5 biggest mistakes. The first, my dear friends, is spend. What do I really mean by spend? Now, here's what I've noticed is that the allocation, the cost allocation and the spending is still not aligned properly to the vision, to the goals, to the objectives and the milestones of the organization. And I'll give you a couple of examples. In one particular firm, they hired a couple of executives in their team. It was like they had about 200 staff. But here's the thing, they could not really come up with an articulated job role which would really add value. And again, the value components were missing. And that in itself started draining the organization because of the spend they had. In another instant, there was another organization, a manufacturing organization. They did not spend, or rather they did not invest in a particular asset. And one of the machinery broke down. What really happened is that the whole process pipeline was it came to a halt. So these are key components. The spend itself is one of the biggest key concerns I have noted, because companies and business owners, they don't really spend in the right, appropriate, allocated manner in which it's going to maximize return. This is what seems to be missing. Let me move to the second one, which is equally important, and that is reliance. My dear friends, what do I mean by reliance? I'll give you an example. In one particular organization, the CEO, who was the owner of the company, was heavily reliant on his number 2. Now, I'm not against anybody not relying on other people's competencies or other individuals' competencies, but this CEO was completely, like 98% reliant on this one individual. And this is where the problem is, and this is detrimental to the growth of the organization, because your views are sort of in some shape or form tunnel vision, and you're not really looked at it from a wide lens perspective. That is the first key problem. The second is that the team got demotivated because they found that their value and their input was not really recognized. So you see, the productivity was hampered as well in that particular organization. Here's my point. You have to be extra careful when it comes to reliance. Be 100% sure on whom you rely, what you rely on. If it is their competencies, it has to be complemented from all angles. So this is key, and this is a key missing component in many organizations. The third, which is very big, is lacking preparation. I have seen businesses going through the normal grind, the struggle, the day-to-day struggle, and they don't prepare. They don't prepare for growth. They don't prepare for excellence. They don't prepare for evolving, for stretching their capabilities. No preparation at all. And also planning for that particular matter. They keep on going into the same grind, the same stagnation, the same level, the same struggles, without really stepping back and looking into what they really need to prepare. They need to prepare. They need to prepare for uncertainties as well. Because in 2021 and beyond, there are going to be more roller coaster rides, as I put it. Organizations need to face these sort of challenges which come their way. So preparation is key, and this is another big missing component. Moving forward, lacking clarity and direction. Now, this is a big one, and one particular organization, the CEO is asking me, Vijay, we are up here, we want to get to this particular spot. How do we go from here to here? And it was a family business. They had over 1,000 employees. And I said, can you call your board in, the key executives at the top? They came in, we all sat, and I gave them a piece of paper and a pen, and I told them to write 4 things. I said, what is the purpose of this organization? Just write it down. Write down the purpose of the organization. Secondly, what are the values of the organization? The handful of values of the organization. Third, what is the vision of the organization? And fourth, which was very important, is what is this? Going from here to here. If it is a short-term goal, what is this? Express it tangibly, by way of sales, by way of branches, by way of number of people, by way of increase in profits. The whole thing, express it, articulate it properly. And you might have guessed it, completely different answers. And this is common in 95 to 99% of businesses I've gone through. This seems to be a common problem. Collective intentions is where the power is. Collective intentions with clarity is where you are going to have that impact taking place. But this is a big mistake that many businesses make. And the fifth is imbalance. Now, I'm not going through the deep insights of imbalance, but there are 5 key elements. First is your health, which is very important. The second is your personal finance, not your business finance, your personal finance, how you handle your personal finance. The third is your career or your business growth. So this is where your training and development, this is where you start scaling up and moving to the next level. The fourth is your social, your networking with peers, your networking with family. All those components are key. And the fifth, which is so critical, is the mindset. Having the right mental muscle, having the right state of mind, being mindfulness, being a visionary, having that leadership quality as well to influence others. So these are the 5 key elements, and yet I see many having an imbalance. They do not balance these 5 key core elements. Now, I want to share with you what you really need to do. I want to give you some growth drivers which can help you to move to the next level. Value creation. What is unique about your organization? If I ask you, what was your unique value proposition 5 years ago and what is it now, I'm sure that in most instances it has changed, because customer behavior has changed, the world has changed, the global landscape has changed. So what is that variable? Where are you really adding value? And can you really specify what specificity as far as value you are adding? Is it market share? Is it market share for your clients? Is it some convenience you are giving to your client? Are you saving some costs for your client? What efficiency drivers are you making? Be very specific about the value component. It's no longer about your programs, your services, your products, nothing to do with that. It's about the amount of value that you are adding and what gives you that competitive edge. which is very important. Secondly, in order for you to grow, you need to stretch your capabilities. What does that mean? That means the return on your executive time is very key and critical. Leverage, my dear friends, leverage is important. So how can you stretch your capabilities? Here's what you really need to do is find out exactly what you are doing at present. What are you exactly doing? What is your daily routine? Appraise it and find out what you can delegate and what you can disconnect from. So in other words, what is that core focus point that you are going to really concentrate on? Because that is key. That is where you need to really look at the capability, and then you need to move to the next level. That is where the scalability will come into play, which brings me to the third key element of a growth driver, which is your time, energy, and attention. How do you use your time, energy, and attention every single day? How much are you immersed in your initiatives, in your projects? What about the breakthroughs that you are having? I went to one organization, they are having a meeting of 2 hours, and there was absolutely nothing that we could really hold value to. I was just observing the meeting, but here's the thing, is that when I see certain meetings and when I see that waste of time in meetings, I mean, my head drops. It's just unbelievable the amount of time these meetings really seep your time if you're not really having those bubble constructive discussions which are focused and which have the right milestones in place, where you have the right execution, the right traction, the right dashboards in place. You have everything in place, and keep it simple. That is the whole concept, is to keep it simple. Focus on a few, but make sure that is where the impact is, because that is going to help you grow your organization. Oversight. Now, there was one organization which came up with a fantastic strategy. Everybody were very gung-ho with this particular strategy. 6 months down the line, the energy level was gone down. It's called law of diminishing intent. You need to make sure, just like a football match or any sports, you'll know they have a coach. You need to make sure you have the right oversight mechanism with the right accountability in place as well. These two go hand in hand. So this is another powerful element which I see many missing. I'll give you an example. In one particular organization, there was a revenue target. So the CEO, who was the owner of the organization, set a target of $3 million of sales over a certain period. The head of sales comes back after 3 months and comes with a basket of excuses. He comes with a lot of excuses because he was short of the expectations. Now, the CEO, in my opinion, was weak enough, and I'm using this word quite harshly, but he was weak enough not to realize and not to ask the right questions. He wasn't asking the right questions, and he's not being specific. Do not be generic in whatever you're doing. Do not be generic. Be laser specific about the results, how you're going to get it, the tactics that's going to be used. The whole complete concept has to be in place if you really want to scale up. And the fifth one, which is so important, is that you need to connect the dots. 50,000 feet down to 50 feet. You need to have that layer of transparency. You need to have the right level of clarity in place. Clarity is power. So you have to be 100% sure. But that's not all. That's the internal connecting the dots. You need to even connect the dots outside. What is relevant in 2021? What is happening? What are the client behavior? What about the stakeholders? What is happening as regards the stakeholders as well? You need to have a finger on the pulse, because that is where you're going to add more traction. That is where you're going to really be able to have a grip of your organization. If you take these concepts into consideration, I can promise you one thing, that it will definitely make a positive impact to the growth of your organization. Now, I want to shift gears and I want to share with you an opportunity here where you will have clear expectations. What I've shared with you is just a tip of the iceberg. This is about positioning and scalability. If you are looking into positioning and scalability, and I hope you have got value from what I have discussed about, it's going to even build upon a governance competence. Now, many of you would say that governance is costly. Not really. You just need to have that mindset of having that macro level discussions, which I share in my program. This is going 100 times deeper. The value which I've added is just a drop in the ocean. I want to go 100 times deeper with you by sharing with you a cutting edge, game changing, award winning program, which will also help you to make clear, effective decisions. And finally, it will result in increasing your earnings and cash flows. So what do I have? I have this program which is called Business Excellence Blueprint Program. It's 5 modules, an online 24/7 program. It has over 150 power questions. Look, knowledge is getting the right answers. Intelligence is asking the right questions. These questions you could even use 10 years from now, because this becomes like your commandment. It's like your guideline. It's where you'll be able to anchor everything that you really need to do to grow your business. The variables will change, but those questions are so powerful, you could even use it in the long run. You'll also get a workbook, which I think it's over 12,000 words. You get the full workbook with this. You'll get templates and frameworks. There are about 35 videos. This program has a green light status award from the UK Trade and Investment. You get lifetime access. My aim is for you and your team to master these concepts and all these components within 5 weeks. This is what this whole program will help you achieve. So in week 1, what are we going to discuss? You know, I spoke about the governance concept. Well, this is connecting 50,000 feet with ease, because this is the high level discussion, how to leverage your time effectively. And by the way, there's a framework to this as well. So how can you leverage your time, and you get a complete concept on what you really need to do, how to link long, mid and short term with ease. You'll also be able to have a business roadmap with clarity. I mean, people are directionless. This is one of the key mistakes. But in this program, you'll have the whole moving parts as to how you can build a business roadmap with clarity, how to leverage, and the winner's mindset. It's all about the mindset as well. And what are the leverage drivers to take your organization to the next level? How to grow using simple strategies. There's no complexity. It has to be simple. This is about deconstructing. This is about condensing. This is about synthesizing and coming up with the right mechanisms for you to grow your pipeline. And finally, deep diving into a practical experience. So you'll get a practical experience, and you will see some of the fundamentals which have helped an organization grow. We then move to the second one, and this is now going into the processes. This is about maximizing performance activators. How to identify core performance activators, how one struggling company transitioned to success, what happened, the complete scenario end to end. You'll get that. Watch out points for your business, what you must watch out, and how to maximize performance and efficiency, how to eliminate inefficiencies, how to overcome struggles and shift to successful growth driven company. In week 3, we go into sales and marketing mastery. This is important because this is where so many businesses, they lack that quality of having the right sales and marketing mindset. So here, how to increase sales and have strong company positioning. We then go into how to sell effectively, what you really need to do to increase your ongoing sales as well. How can you really add traction to that? How to convert more customers and clients? How to maximize return on your marketing budget? This is one big area where you can save a lot of your money just through this one particular session itself. Sales drivers, what works now, checklists on what you need to do and what you don't need to do, and a car sales experience in a saturated market, and what was that edge that we got from this car sales experience, because this is really very powerful. But we don't stop there. In week 3, we also have one particular session on online sales, how to sell online effectively, maximize online sales using 2 platforms, and what works currently and what you must do. So this is the sales and marketing aspect. In week 4, we go into financial mastery. Finance is the lifeblood of your organization. Cash is the oxygen. Your decisions, whatever you make, has some implication directly or indirectly related to finance. So in this module, which is very key to all your team members, is how to read your financials and management reports with ease, how to pick direct and indirect financial signals effectively, risk levels and watch out triggers, because again, risk, you need to really work out the risk, profit and loss, balance sheet and cash flow. We go in depth in an example, a practical example, the biggest mistakes executives make and what you must avoid, and walking through a financial experience. You get the financial mastery module. And in week 5, the leadership excellence, because without leadership and innovation, organizations struggle. The critical turning point, how to transform your business for good, how to handle difficult scenarios with ease, how to have a highly motivated team, the mindset needed for a winning model, key leadership value triggers. So this is week 5, and this is what the program is all about. And this program is only $1,497, but this is not what you are going to pay. But I want to take this a step further as well. I want to give you another program, Achieving Boardroom Excellence. It doesn't matter the size of your organization, doesn't matter where you are located, but this is going to help you to take your organization to another level. This is about boardroom excellence, executive level. So as you scale up and as you grow, you are prepared to have that board discussions, the governance level of discussions. And this is a 3-week modular program applicable to all sizes of companies in all sectors, online 24/7 access, simplified lifetime access again. And in this, we are going to go through what is corporate governance, the board structure, board composition, roles of directors, 10 qualities of an effective director, financial intelligence of the board, qualities of an effective chair, and board of directors. So you get the whole complete construct in week 1. Week 2, we then go into effective governance board, the 10 functions of an effective governing board, shareholders and stakeholder reputation, responsible directors questions, appointment of management, governance versus management, monitoring of management, succession planning for your board, the 6 key steps. What are those 6 key steps? And in week 3, we go into board value drivers, tone from the top, making board meetings productive. What are the 8 tips for creating productive board meetings? Managing group dynamics, value setting, responsibility and ethics, and progressive tips. So this is another program altogether. It's worth $1,497. You get it absolutely at no cost. But let's take it a step further. I'll also give you the governance excellence package. Now, these are manuals. You get a corporate governance manual, a workbook, a governance grid, PowerPoint. For the small, medium, and large organization, you'll get 8 downloads so you can cross-reference depending on the size and complexity of your organization. This in itself is worth $197. It's going to be thrown in. Not only that, you'll also get the directors and executives package, which is worth $97. Power of integration. This is a video program which I have done, and it will give you core accountability. So this is important, and this is one of my favorite, as I would put it, is worth $297, and governance edge package as well. This is a raw unedited version which I have done. You get that at no cost. So in summary, this is what you're going to get. You'll get the business excellence blueprint, achieving boardroom excellence. You'll get the governance excellence package, governance edge, directors and executives package, as well as the power of integration. The total value of all these is $4,082, and your investment only $997. Now, recently a business owner asked me that, Vijay, you're adding so much value, how come you're just selling it for $997. And here's the thing, I have an affinity for the developing world. I want to help the struggling companies as well. As you know that with the pandemic, many have struggled. I could sell all this for $5,000, and I know I could sell many of these packages. But here's the thing, I want to help businesses as well. So I want to make it a no-brainer. And this is the reason I've kept it at a completely affordable amount for any businesses out there. So this is what it is. But here's one thing, I want to add one more layer of trust, that if for any reason you do not find this program adding exceptional value in 14 days, let us know and we'll issue a full refund. No questions asked. I'm not going to say what you did, what you didn't do or anything. My team will reach out to you. You get your full refund in 14 days. So this is a no-brainer because I am 100% confident this is really going to take you to the next level. So here's what I would like you to do is that, look, you need to make that decision. You can click the button below right now and get access to the programs. You'll get the access to the Business Excellence Blueprint. Other programs, you'll get it after 2 weeks. You'll get full access. But here's one more thing that I'm doing is that if you purchase this, I will give you a tailor-made session, a 60 to 90 minute tailor-made session for you. And if you have your executive team, we can have it together where I will help you overcome some of your key challenges. This is worth over $1,000, and for a limited time period, I will be giving this at absolutely no cost. So my team will reach out to you and we can arrange that particular session. So this is something that I am doing, which is going to really take you to the next level altogether. Hope you take advantage of this offer because it's limited, and I look forward to working with you, and I wish you the very best. Thank you very much.